Hello, kindergarteners. Today we are going to continue on our On the Farm unit, and we're going to talk about two new ideas, and then we're going to review one thing that we talked about on Monday. So we are going to talk about what are doubles in our math, and then we are going to learn about some plant stages in our science of how do we get from a little tiny seed to a large plant. And then our last one is we're going to remind ourselves what are our key details in our story. All right, so let's get started with our math first. So in our math, we're going to talk about doubles. What are doubles? Doubles are numbers that are both the same and we can add these together. So when I think of doubles, I think of a mirror. So if I have one finger on this hand and I have another finger, they have to mirror each other. So this hand must look like this hand. So let's see what this looks like. So if I have 1 is the same, 1 and 1 is the same as how many? How many fingers do I have? 2 fingers. 1 and 1 is the same as 2. So our equation will look like 1 plus 1 equals 2. So our key important detail here is that our hands need to mirror each other. So we're only going to go up to the number 5 today. So let's try this again. So if I have 2 on this hand, this other hand has to mirror the first hand. So 2 and 2 is the same as, can you count them with me? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 and 2 together is the same as 4. So our equation would be 2 plus 2 equals 4. Let's try a few more. All right, so let's try this on our own. I'm going to say it, but I want you at home to try this on your own too. So let's do our hands together. Ready? 3 and 3 is the same as, how many fingers do I have? We're going to put them together, and they're going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3 and 3 is the same as 6. So that means that our equation should be 3 plus 3 equals 6. All right, let's try another one. So 4 and 4 is the same as how many? So remember, they're mirroring each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 fingers together. So 4 and 4 is the same as 8. So our equation would be 4 plus 4 equals 8. All right, so this is our last one. I want you to try this one with me again. Ready? So put up 5 fingers on one hand, and this other hand has to be the same. So 5 plus 5 is the same as, how many fingers do you have? 10. So 5 and 5 is the same as 10. And our equation would be 5 plus 5 equals 10. Great job, boys and girls. I'm going to leave these blank so you can try them on your own at home. All right, let's get started on our science. So we already talked about what plants need to grow. We talked about they need some rain and water, they need some sun to grow, and they need good soil on the bottom. So let's see what are the stages of how a little seed gets into becoming a full-grown plant. So the first stage here is seed. It's just a seed. It grows in the soil and it doesn't really have much, maybe like a little root. The next one is stage 2. The seed is still underneath the ground and it's not quite open yet, so you can keep your hands closed. But it does have roots on the bottom. So the stage 2 is roots and it's called a sprout. Our stage 3 is a seedling. That means it actually popped out of the ground and it actually opened. So you're going to have your hands and you are going to open them a little bit because it has a little leaf, and it also has roots on the bottom. So this is called a seedling. It has a little bit of leaves and some roots on the bottom. Now our last part is stage 4. That means it's starting to become a more mature and full-grown plant. So for here, our seed has leaves, it has roots, and it has a stem. Remember we talked about the the parts of a plant. So when it's in stage 4, it's a full-grown plant. Let's see if we can try to figure out what stage this plant is in on the next slide. All right, so we see, it has leaves on the top, it has a stem, and it has some roots. So leaves, stem, and roots on the bottom. So when we're doing this, let's make sure we have our hands. So stem, leaves, and roots. What stage is that in? That should be in stage 4 because it has the 3 parts of the plant. Great job, boys and girls. So we are going to review our last part for today, which is our language arts. So on Monday, we talked a little bit what key details are. So let's remind ourselves, what are key details? Key details are a small piece of information that is found in our text and in the pictures. And they are important. So let's remember this, important parts. And when we think about key details, we can think about the 5 W's. Does anyone remember the 5 W's? It is who, what, when, where, and why. All right, so we have a little story that we are going to practice our key details in. Let's try to read it together. So while I'm reading it on the screen, I want you to go ahead and try to read it on your own. Ready? Peg's pig has, this is called the story, sorry boys and girls, this is called Peg's Pig. That's the title of our story. Peg has a funny pet. Peg's pet is a pig. The pig is fat and pink. Peg likes her pet pig. Ben is the pig. Do you like pet pigs? All right, boys and girls, so we have some questions on this slide that I want to see if we can try to figure it out by looking. Remember, we are looking for our key details. Who is Ben? So we got to look back at our story and see where it says that who is Ben. Ben is the pig. So who is Ben? Ben is the pig. All right, our next question is what? What does Ben look like? We know that Ben is a pig, so let's see if it says anything about a pig. Here it says the pig is fat and pink. So what does Ben look like? He is fat and pink, just like this pig right here. Oink, oink, oink. All right, boys and girls. Our next question isn't really in the story, but we know from what we've learned on how to answer this question. Where do pigs live? What we learned about this week is about different farm animals. So pigs should live where? On the farm. Great job, boys and girls. All right, our last question is a thinking question. It is a why question. Why questions usually ask us to think a little bit outside of the story. This question says, why do you think Peg has flowers in her hands? Well, in our picture, it shows that Peg is holding some flowers. Let's think about that for a bit. Where do you usually find flowers? I think you can find them outside and maybe on a hill, outside on the grass. So with thinking about this, why do you think Peg has flowers in her hands? I want you to think about it and you can answer that question and we'll talk about it a little bit tomorrow. All right, so now that we practiced our key details for today, we can be ready to read our Little Red Hen story for tomorrow. And we are going to talk a little bit more of how key details look in the beginning of the story, in the middle of the story, and at the end of the story. All right, boys and girls, great job today. I cannot wait to see you tomorrow. If you have any questions, put them in the chat box and we can answer them and then we can discuss them a little bit more tomorrow. Great job, everyone. See you guys later.